to get started. I want to just begin by greeting everyone and saying good afternoon to everyone on this great fall day. I want to thank everyone for being here. I want to acknowledge she's going to always be my colleague, Council Member Joanne Watson, Reverend Pastor Dr. Joanne Watson. And it is an honor for you all to be here with us today at the Skilled Trades Task Force meeting. We have a nice agenda ahead of you with some great people sitting up here with me. I'm honored to be sitting up here with these great skilled trades people and business people, some that I have been knowing for a while and some that I just met not too long ago, but I can tell you they all do great work. Who's here interested in getting into the trades? Who's here that's already into the trades? Who's here because somebody made them come? I see one hand back there. Okay, I see a couple of hands. Okay, well, if they made you come for a good reason. And that good reason is skilled trades is a good field to be in, a good legal field to be in. It is not a job, it's a career. Because when you are in the trades, you can take that to any location, any state, any city that you wish to go into, and you can make legal good money. And notice I said legal. That's the good part about it. It's legal and it's good money. As long as you have water running, you're going to need a plumber. As long as there's lights, you're going to need an electrician. As long as there's buildings, you're going to need a roofer. You're going to need a person that makes steel, an iron worker. These are people that you're going to need as long as you are here on this earth and as long as they are building and there are homes, you will need these people. And so I've talked enough. You're going to continue to hear from me, but I want to give the people that are sitting up here with me, and some might be sitting in the audience, an opportunity to just introduce themselves and briefly, and just to say what trade they are from or what company they are from. So if I can begin with the ladies over here, the gentlemen.
Good evening, Madam President. This is a part of your future right here. If you take it serious, construction is a trade that would never go out of business. This is no robots or no other kind of system can run it but people right now. So it's a good time to get involved and figure out what craft you want to belong to. I'm part of Labor's Local 1191. We do have an apprenticeship program. You need 4,000 working hours, 400 classroom hours. We do roads, pipeline, distribution. We do demo. We do just about everything in the construction field. And we're looking for some hard workers right now. And you guys look like some hard workers.
And so before we go to the next person.
Hi, my name is
Hold on. Before we go to the next person, I want everybody to listen very carefully. We're going to give a brief introduction that will just include your name and where you're from only. Only. The union, the contractor, the developer, only. Okay. I know my ladies know it. So, and I'm going to excuse him because he didn't have an agenda in his hands. So we're going to excuse him this time.
Good afternoon. Prudence Rose, Must Careers. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Melody McGee. I'm with MCA Detroit with the contractors for plumbers and pipe fitters.
Good afternoon. I'm Adrienne Bennett, President and CEO of Ben Carr LLC. Heiss. I work for the development team at Jefferson Van Dyke Mixed Use.
How you doing, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Anthony Ramos. I represent Ironworkers, Local 25.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Tony Parker. I'm with the Painters and Allied Trades right here in Michigan.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Reginald Kearney. I'm with Labor's Local 1191.
I'm Carrie Jones, Project Clean Slate, which is a program of the City of Detroit.
You will hear about the apprenticeship programs. You're going to hear that, but I didn't want you to hear that yet. So they will give you all of that information. Did I hear these two people introduce themselves? David and Corey.
Hi, Dave Vivio with O'Brien Construction. And I'm Corey Sylvie with O'Brien Construction.
Okay. I'm going to let him introduce himself.
Hello, Madam Chair. My name is Rick Bruce. I'm with the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local 58.
See, I told you guys he knew. Thank you. And then before we go any farther, I want to thank UAW for allowing us to grace their space, use up their electricity. And guess what? We're doing it without rent, having to pay rent to be here. And so that's always good when you can go into a facility and don't have to pay to be in that facility. So I truly thank UAW for allowing us to be in their space. And there's a reason why we chose this location, and we'll talk about that reason later on, but it's a good reason. But we will talk about that. I want to also thank the camera crew, because without the camera crew, people that are not here will not be able to have an opportunity to watch and hear what is going on. Because for some reason, we don't spread the word. When we know something good is going on or someone has an opportunity, we don't tell the next person about it. And we want to make sure we tell everyone and give everyone the opportunity to hear about what is going on in skilled trades and give them an opportunity to get involved into the trade. So, without further ado, I am going to turn the floor over to our guest speaker, O'Brien Construction.
Thanks. I'll lead this off. And just quickly by way of introduction, this property that we're redeveloping is a series of 8 buildings on the northwest corner of Jefferson and Van Dyke over in District 5. It's right at the foot of the West Villages, and these include a existing parking structure, 4 existing commercial buildings, and 2 existing residential. We're going to take down the parking structure because it's no longer sound. It's been wet for about 40 years, and that will be replaced by another parking structure, commercial. At the end of everything, we will have 36 new units and 6 existing units for residents, and about 15,000 square feet of commercial available on the first floor and a little bit on the second floor. There's some images of the development coming around, if you can see them. And we're working with O'Brien Construction as our general contractor. Berardi Partners of Detroit is the architect. The developer is Mike Higgins. He actually lives right across the street on the south side of Jefferson Avenue overlooking the project, and has developed here in Detroit a couple of properties, the Broderick Tower and the Elliott Building downtown, Elliott most recently on Grand River and Woodward. O'Brien was our contractor down there, and we're looking forward to an exciting project up here. The total construction value is a little over $14 million, and we believe there'll be approximately 84 full-time equivalent construction jobs. It'll be a variety of different trades, some renovation. There's a steel structure that's new, and the 36 units all new above this new parking structure. So it has a feel of historic, but a lot of that is new construction. We're looking forward to beginning about January 1st, thereabouts, with demolition and some of the site work, and we'll be continuing in the early spring with full-blown work up from the ground. I work on this project for the owner, and we're working with the city right now on the permits, and applications are in. We're going back and forth for comments, but we're excited to have tradespeople, trade labor unions, and involvement of the Detroit residents in this project, both as it starts and after completion, because there'll be 36 permanent jobs on the site after everything's finished. So let me stop, and I'll just briefly let O'Brien Construction introduce themselves and their body of work, but they're very familiar and experienced here in the city of Detroit, and Dave Vivio's been leading up our pre-construction work.
As John said, O'Brien has done a lot of work in the city of Detroit, and we always make an effort to have local tradespeople and local companies involved in the projects that we have the opportunity to work on. As John mentioned, the anticipated start is January, so we should have bid documents coming out here in November. So if there are any subcontractors that are interested in bidding, there's going to be a lot of opportunity. All trades will be required on this project. There's some renovation work, new construction, from site work all the way through finishes. There are a number of buildings, so there's opportunity for smaller contractors who may not typically be able to work on a larger project. We have multiple buildings under construction at the same time, so there are, as I mentioned, a lot of opportunities. I apologize, I'm going to have to leave here a little early, but I'll leave a stack of my business cards if anyone has questions. And we'll leave Corey here to answer questions as well.
Okay, I'm going to pause to see if anyone has any questions, and then I'm going to allow this young man, first of all, to just give his name and his trade of where he is from.
How's everybody doing today? I'm Adrian Bonds, president of Roofers Local 149. Apologize for being late. We have a 4-year apprenticeship.
Not yet.
No, I'm sorry.
And he know better too. Mr. Winfrey, you want to stand up? And are you still doing the trades with your new assignment as well? Yes, ma'am. Okay, you want to stand up and?
Oh, with you.
Tyrone Winfrey, Detroit Public Schools Community District.
Okay. All right. So we're a family here. We're all here to help each other. So if you have a question, if you go to the mic and just ask that question.
Madam Chair, yes. My question is will this be a union job?
We're assuming a lot of the trades will be unionized. It's not necessarily a union job by description.
Thank you. No one has any questions?
Well, I have one question, Madam President. I want to ask Mr. O'Brien, who is the team? Give me the demographics of the team that's doing the selection. So is there a team of, I presume it includes you?
Yes, so.
And who else are, give me the demographics of that team. Do they look like Detroit?
So the owner is Michael Higgins. There's a series of investors work under him. I am the project manager.
I asked for the demographics.
Well,
How many blacks?
well, our architect, 2, 3 engineers. The property management firm is at MBEWB.
Of the team the team that has the final decision making on who gets hired, what's the demographics of that team?
So these decisions will be made by the general contractor based on bids and estimates.
You're not answering my question. All right. You know what demographics means? How many blacks? How many Detroiters? Okay.
And she asked a question, but let me just say, in case you do not know, that's one of the questions that I always ask. If you ever watch council, my team does a job of asking how many Detroiters work for your firm, how many residents do you have that work for the firm, we asked all of those questions. She asked it, but it's a question that you're going to have to face when you come before council, because council is also, if, our position is this. Number one, we have an executive order. And in case you do not know what the executive order is, the executive order is if you are receiving any Detroit dollars, you have to hire a certain percentage, and 51% of Detroit residents. And that is one of the reasons why we concentrate so hard in the Skilled Trades Task Force to make sure we are getting Detroiters so that people can't say, we didn't have enough Detroiters that were in the trades to be able to hire the Detroiters. And so we have a project that we have, UAW, that has teamed up with us to try to help get people trained, and that's why we are here, so people can know where this UAW Vote Center is. Again, we'll talk about that a little later on, but we do have a project that's coming up to make sure we get people educated, so we cannot hear we do not have enough Detroiters that can pass the test to be an electrician, because they can't pass certain things on the test. They can't pass it to be a plumber. We're going to do things that's going to help. And we have Clean Slate here from the city of Detroit, who also teams in to make sure that those, and people say returning citizens, but anyone who has a record can help get that record expunged. So we're doing everything we can to ensure that we can get Detroiters, returning citizens hired. And it's very important. Again, if you're receiving any type of dollars from the city of Detroit, you're receiving taxpayers' dollars from the city of Detroit, you should be hiring Detroit residents, because these are dollars that they are spending, that they are putting into our general fund that enables you to get these contracts. And so that's why we work real hard to try to make sure we have Detroiters hired. And that, again, was a question that she asked, but that is a question that will come before you once you come before the city of Detroit. How many Detroiters do you have? And that is a test that you're going to have to pass, or you're going to be paying some serious dollars in fines. And so that's just a fact, and that's why we try real hard with skilled trades and with the Clean Slate, and I thank her for what Clean Slate is doing to, again, try to ensure that people who have any type of record, and that record hurts you even when you're applying for an apartment. That record can hurt you. And so she's going to talk about Clean Slate as well, but we're doing everything we can to try to help all of the contractors, the developers, and to try to ensure that our trades, as we're continuing to move forward, our trades, because some of these people you see up here, guess what? They're ready to retire. They're ready to retire, and we need people that's going to pick up the ball and roll. And so that's why it is so important that we have this Skilled Trades Task Force and try to get as many people and as many Detroiters into the trades. So, all right. I'm going to move, since no one had any questions, to Project Clean Slate. And if you guys need to leave, you're okay, since no one had any questions. So Project Clean Slate, to talk about what you do.
How's everybody doing? Good, good. My name is Carrie Jones, and in addition to sharing the same last name as the council president and Mr. Jones here, I am the lead for Project Clean Slate, which is a program that is run by the city of Detroit. So what Project Clean Slate does is it pairs citizens from the city of Detroit with an attorney, and if you have a criminal record, they can take a look at that and see if you're eligible for expungement. So if you have a felony or you have a couple of misdemeanors, you can meet with one of our attorneys, and they will take care completely free of charge all of your expungement costs and walk you through the process. So this is important because, what recent research has shown that people who have their criminal records expunged see 25% more earning potential within 1 year of having their record expunged. So it's a really exciting program, but the process of expungement can be kind of challenging if you're handling it by yourself. So we're so thankful to the city and to Council President for allowing us to have 2 attorneys that hold weekly hours at the Detroit at Work centers at Samaritan Center and the Northwest Activity Center to meet with people. So we just want to make sure that people know about this program and that there's legislation currently in Lansing that's going to expand eligibility. So right now, as I said, it's for folks that have 1 felony and 2 misdemeanors, but it's going to expand to increase eligibility in Detroit. It'll be more than double the citizens that are eligible. So I just want to make sure that everybody who, if this is applicable, that you grab a flyer. And even if you think you might not be eligible now, if you have a conviction or if somebody in your family or your friends or anybody, that they sign up online. That way, as soon as the legislation is passed, we can reach out to you and set up an appointment and walk through the process with you. Does anybody have any questions on that?
If you want to come up here and use my mic, and if you will go to that mic and ask your question, please.
Oh, I'll give her this one. Here you go, right there.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
My question is this, no problem. My question is this for just state cases or federal cases as well?
It's just for state cases.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Hi. Would that conviction, that felony, would that be a nonviolent felony or a violent felony?
There's certain convictions that are eligible for expungement and certain that are not, and it all depends, but that's why it's great to have our attorneys that can sit down and talk that through with you.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Tried a few years back to try to get my record expunged, but I guess I had too many felonies.
Mm-hmm.
And the lady at that time told me that it was only certain, like she just said, it was only certain felonies that they could expunge. Has that changed over the years?
So that's part of the new legislation. They will be introducing more crimes or convictions that are eligible for expungement. So currently, like traffic violations are not eligible for expungement, but the new legislation allows for that. The new legislation, as proposed, allows for marijuana. In some cases, it allows for things stemming from what they call one bad night, which would be like multiple things that happen within a 24-hour period. So there's a lot of expansion. It shortens the waiting period in some cases. It extends it in others. So the best thing to do is just, if you're already in our system, I can make sure that I can just double check on that. But we're expecting that the legislation will pass in late November and that the law will be enacted in sometime this spring. And because they're still kind of working through the process, we don't know exactly all of the parts and pieces just yet. Thank you.
You got a question up here?
Hi, Ms. Jones, I wanted to ask you about the attorneys that are doing this. Have they done this in other venues, or are they just doing it through the city?
They're just doing it through the city. We have 2 dedicated attorneys that work on this. It's their full-time job.
And the other thing is the city willing to go out into areas where we have career fairs and we have expungement fairs? Is the city willing to go out and help with expungement fairs? This gentleman up here holds very big expungement fairs. Is the city willing to go have a table there and be there for that fair?
Oh, absolutely. And we're happy to work with you however we can to plug our attorneys into the process. So far this year, we just hit last week 200 expungements so far this year, and we've filed another 55 applications so far this month, which is, so we're on track, knock on wood, for about 300 expungements this year, which is up from 138 last year. So more and more people are finding out about the program, but we really want to make sure that that folks know that this is a service that the city provides.
Yes, my name is Percy Johnson, and for the past 4 or 5 years, I've kind of been involved with the felony expungement programs under Judge Thomas. So I'm hearing from you, sound like there's some changes where you're able to get individuals in the past that couldn't get their felon removed because of maybe more than 1 or 2 felons. So now it sounds like they are finally working on allowing citizens to be able to remove more than the normal felony amount that they have in the past. So should a person not listen to some of the past systems that individuals have heard and get in touch with you? And do you mind giving out a phone number? Because we have a flyer here for the listeners that are here. Do you mind giving out a contact number where a person can go to get your information?
Absolutely, absolutely. And this is a little embarrassing because I do not remember my phone number off the top of my head, which I really should, but I will get that for you. And we're encouraging everyone just to, you can go online and apply as well. You don't have to go and meet with one of our attorneys. And because we don't know exactly what the changes to the rules will be yet, we encourage everybody just to sign up online, and then we will reach out to you, once we know how the laws have changed and if it impacts your eligibility. One's eligibility. And then the question was asked, is there any cost to it? And it's completely free.
And then the other thing I'm going to add too is that because there is current legislation that's pending, you might want to contact your state reps and let them know how you feel about the legislation that's pending. If you don't vote, you might want to start voting, because those are the people who make the laws on what's going to affect you and what's not going to affect you. And so often people say, my vote don't count, and your vote does count. Everyone's vote count. And so it's important that you vote. It's important that you know who you're voting for. And it's important that you know about the record of the person that you're voting for, whether or not they voted and stood in favor of things that affected the average person who have the problems and the situations that occurs in your neighborhood and occurs with the people that you know, some of the people that you know, some of your family members, and some of you all. And so it's important that you know those things. If those people don't vote for things that's going to help you, let me say, I don't know if you want to vote for them. And I'm just saying. So you need to know who you're voting for, and you need to know their record and what their track record is and what they vote for and what they don't vote for. And I don't know if you have any other questions. Anyone else has any other questions that they want to ask?
Great. And I'll come back up I'll get the phone number and come back up. But in the meantime, anything you need is on our website. It's www.detroitmi.gov/Project Clean Slate. So there's lots of information on there. And I'm just so, and there's flyers out front as well. So any information you have, I'll be sticking around after and can talk to you about anything that you might have. And I just so appreciate the opportunity to come and chat about it.
Thank you. And so often, did anybody know about that program before she talked about it? Okay, most people didn't. So it's always good to share that information, and then share that information with somebody you know that's not here that might need that information, because we are trying to assist everybody. And so thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Madam President, if anyone calls the mayor's office, 224-3400, they can connect to you, right?
Yes, they absolutely can. And that phone number I do know. It's 313 224-3400.
See why I say she'll always be my colleague?
Thank you so much.
Okay, so I just want to add to that, because often, if this is your first time, if this is your first time coming to this meeting, can you raise your hand? Wonderful. Okay. So also often people ask the question, can I get into the trades if I have a felony? And yes, you can. They do not discriminate against you because you have a felony. But the one thing that's important is that you tell the truth when you fill out that application. Also, often people don't tell the truth. They get the job. They find out after they complete the background check that they had a felony. And guess what happens? They could be the best worker. Bye-bye. Because you did not tell the truth. And so it's important that you tell the truth. When you ask that question, if that question is asked, it will not be held against you. In the majority of the trades, I think there's slightly, in some places, maybe in the plumbing industry, where there might be a problem, but in most of the trades, it is not something that's held against you. And so you have to tell the truth. Now, the second thing, if you have a problem with drugs, and I ain't gonna say raise your hand because I don't want to know, but what I do want you to know is if you have a problem, that's something that they will hold against you. People often ask the question of, what if it's medical marijuana? And y'all, I call it the way I see it because it's a question that you have. And most people are not going to ask the question. So I'm just going to tell you the answer. Right now, there's no law that says if it's medical marijuana, it's okay. If it's recreation marijuana, it's not okay. When you test positive, you test positive. They don't care whether or not it's medical or recreational. And what they do care, though, is that most of the people that you see sitting up here are not going to take that liability of something happening if you are testing positive. And so what I'm saying to you is you have an opportunity to get yourself corrected so that you won't test positive. If there is something I can assist you with, because we have people that we work with that can help you, and you don't have to tell everybody because it ain't everybody's business, but you might want to tell me so that I can help get you some assistance so that when it's time for you to get into that apprenticeship program, you can pass that test. Because I'm not going to hold it against you. I judge nobody. I'm nobody to judge anybody, but I am someone to try to help you. And that's what I want to do, is try to help everyone that's in here that want help. And I can tell you that if you test positive for drugs, that will be held against you because they are not going to assume the liability of something happening while you are working the job. Okay? All right, I know y'all heard me even though y'all didn't say okay, because I see nobody that look like they have a seeing dog in here or somebody to help them here. So now I'm going to move to the part that everybody wanted to do before, and that is talk about whether or not they have an apprenticeship or a pre-apprenticeship program. And since we have one person that I already told y'all he got, I'm going to still let him give brief.
Thank you, Madam President. Good afternoon. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You guys look beautiful. Thanks for coming out. This is about your future. The trades is a great thing to get involved with because you will never be jobless and you can travel with the skill set you learn. With our training, MLTA, Michigan Labor's Training Apprentice Institute, we have it where you take 4,000 hours out in the field, and then you have 400 classroom hours. That would get you to journeyman status. We also, with my local, we have a defined pension program, which is an excellent thing to have when you retire. We have health care, and we also have multiple jobs. We do underground, roads, distribution. We do all the building trades. You know, buildings got to go up, they got to get tore down. So we do a little bit of everything. And we welcome you guys to come down to 2161 West Grand Boulevard to fill out a non-member application if you're interested. Also, we want people that's dedicated and hard workers. Like Madam President said, you got to be off the drugs. And if you are disciplined enough to make it to work and learn a new skill set, hey, this job is for you. And not just my trade, all trades. We offer you an opportunity to learn and to get a better living wage. And that's what this is all about, a living wage. And I'd like to thank you guys again for coming out. Yes, ma'am. 2161 West Grand Boulevard. We're actually right across from Northwestern High School, ma'am. Yes, sir.
What do you guys specialize in? Because
It's no one thing we specialize in. Like I said, we do roads, we do underground, distribution. What you can do, you can talk to one of the business agent. I'm one of them. We got 2 other guys out here. You can talk to us. We'll go in more detail, and we'll try to set you up in a good path for your skill set, and then that way you can figure out what probably be best for you. Actually, I would say that would be the best way to go, because each individual has his own interests, and you might have a skill set that you don't even know about. So come down, talk to us, and we'll try to set you up and get you in the right direction, sir.
Okay, he's given a lot of information, but I'm going to give him an opportunity to introduce himself as well.
Good evening, everyone. Again, my name is Reginald Kearney, and I'm also from Labor's Local 1191. To answer your question, sir, we do asphalt, we do asbestos. Like you said, we do road, we do distribution, we do underground. We do sandblasting, coating on major pipelines. We do just about everything across the board. And also about the apprenticeship program, we don't have an apprenticeship program that you can go directly into. Basically, we leave it up to the contractor to choose whether you are apprentice or a journeyman. And it depends on how you sell yourself. And possibly with prior experience, any type of experience doing labor work, construction work, you get to that contractor, you talk to him, you let him know, you got to sell yourself. And that's what it's all about. You got to represent yourself well. If you want it bad enough, you apply. And that's what you have to do. And also, like you said, the address is 2161 West Grand Boulevard. We have a contractor right now, if I must say, Madam Chair, we have a contractor right now that's hiring. It's called Ram Construction. They do concrete restoration. They work in all parking decks and buildings. You see them, you ride downtown, and you see them on the buildings every day. Thank you.
Excuse me, Madam President. www.laborslocal1191.org is our website. You guys got that?
I wanted to ask him about that Rams construction, because I tried to apply, and I think I got the runaround.
Well, come back again. Come down to that local. They just requested from us about 50, 60 people, and they do a lot of out-of-town work. So we have applications right at our office right now. 2161.
Hold on. He got the mic. He know the address. Hold on.
It's 2161 West Grand Boulevard. That's right across from Northwestern High School. We are the only building, brown building, right across from Northwestern High School. We have the applications in our office, and we're emailing them over. When you fill them out, you come, bring your resume with you. We don't keep your resume, but you can use it to fill out the application, and we're going to email that application right over to the contractor. So it gets to them directly, doesn't go into their system, in their backlog or whatever. It goes right to their email, and they will get it. And you just have to wait on a response from them.
Okay, I'm going to move to the next person because we have a lot of trades here, and I want to make sure everyone has an opportunity. But what you can do most of the time, and I know there's another meeting here afterwards, but you can step out and talk to the people after this meeting here. There's another meeting that's coming in as soon as we end, so they don't normally run, so.
And again, my name's Adrian Bonds. I'm president of Roofers Local 149. We have a 4-year apprenticeship. We're commercial roofing, and we also do waterproofing, which is below grade parking decks, foundations, and stuff like that. It's a quick earn while you learn. As long as you're 18, driver's license, pass a drug test, we'll take you. You can reach me 313-961-6093.
Can you give that number again?
313-961-6093. Also, I gave Linda some flyers on the table, a little information about where we're at and what your starting pay will be.
Hi, once again, I'm Prudence Rose with Musk Careers, and I hope everyone picked up the flyer because there are 22 trades on the back of this flyer, and they are all apprenticeships. So if you're interested in an apprenticeship, I'm going to give you just a little bit of information, and after this is over, I'll be outside and I'll talk to anyone who's interested. You need to be 18 years of age or older. You need to have a high school diploma or a GED. For the most part, there's a few trades that might not, but I would say 90% of them do. You need to have a car and a driver's license or a reliable means of transportation. Very important. You're going to be all over. You need to have 1 year of algebra on your transcripts from high school for 90% of these. And you also need to be 100% drug-free. Councilwoman President Brenda Jones spoke of this. This is no joke. This is a make or break you to get into the trades. So you may have everything else. You may meet all the requirements, but unfortunately, you won't get in. The other thing is, don't quit your day job. This is a process. Sometimes it takes up to a year to get into an apprenticeship. So you have to be patient and you have to persevere. When someone says, you know, you passed the test and you passed the interview and you're going to get into the trades, that's great. But it might not happen because this is earn as you learn, no college debt. So they have to have a job for you to go to. So when they get jobs going, they start apprenticeships up. So it's very important that you have patience, but you persevere. You call me. I left cards out there. I left my information out there. And I urge every one of you to call me because I can help you as far as where you sit in the process and what you might need to do to make it a better process. Once again, I'm Prudence Rose, and I have cards and my phone number. I will give it to you because some people just need a phone number. It's 248-808-0028. And I answer my phone all the time for anyone who calls me. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I'm Melody McGee, and I am with the Plumbers and the Pipe Fitters Apprenticeship Program. As Prudence has spoke on before, the same requirements, with the exception with the pipe fitters, there's additional tests, which is the DAT mechanical test that you have to take in order to get accepted into the program. She stated on before, there's testing. With us, it's a work keys, and as I stated on before, with the pipe fitters, there's a DAT mechanical test with the same requirements. We do have an upcoming apprentice program that will be starting. We're asking everyone to put in their applications now. I have brochures on the outside. You can go online and even apply with your phone with the application for the Plumbers Apprenticeship Program. So just want to let you know that in the Plumbers Apprenticeship Program, you also will receive your degree along with your journeyman's card. And both programs are 5 years. If you have any questions, you're more than welcome to get in contact with me. My number is 313-779-1666. And you may also get a business card from me that I have up front. Thank you.
Hello, everyone, and thank you, Madam Chair. I'm Adrienne Bennett with Ben Curry LLC. We are a full-service plumbing and water conservation company. I'm the contractor that would hire you. Melody is the one I'd be working with. And you would go through the apprenticeship program once you've qualified. If we need apprentices, we would call the hall and we would hire you. The thing is that we work on projects. You already have gone through the drug screening, so when you come to me, you have to show up on time, you have to be there every day, and you have to come ready to work. We are on large projects in downtown Detroit and throughout the city. I am now looking for some apprentices that I want to train on the maintenance side. So take what she was saying very seriously, but you got to get through Melody to get to me. What I will do is hire you once she has passed you through the program. I'm a contractor. I don't have any apprenticeships. I work with this lady right here as a plumbing company. And again, we do medical gas. We do all water distribution, we do underground, we do high rises, commercial, schools, you name it, we're doing it, and we're out there doing it throughout the city and throughout the Tri-County area. You have to have a car. Don't be calling me, telling me you can't make it. Trust me. I went through the apprenticeship myself 40 years ago. I've been there, done it. If you want to work for me, we've got work for you. We'll keep you working. We just hired a young man from Randolph who is doing very well. I mean, we got to slow him down. He is so eager. So that just goes to show you we're committed to the city. We're committed to hiring Detroiters. But I want the best because I'm the best. I'm not going to tolerate, no, I won't. You're going to have to show up, be on time, and be there every day. Thank you.
And I can tell you with that introduction, I knew her 40 years ago when she went through the apprenticeship program. So I first, tell it yourself.
That's right. Come on, tell it.
First licensed female master plumber in North America.
And I knew her when she was going through the apprenticeship program, so that lets the ladies know that a woman can do it. And I can tell you, as she was going through it, it wasn't easy. It was not easy. Because I can tell you, the one thing I know, the men didn't give her no slack because she was a woman. She had to do it. And I know the ladies that's sitting out here that's interested in being in the trades can do it just like she did it. So I'm speaking up for the women because I know the men can do it, but so can the women. And a lot of times you all hear you guys, but I'm saying you women and you guys. So woman, that means you can do it just like they can do it.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. Again, my name is Rick Pruce. I'm with the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local 58. You can apply online to our apprenticeship program. We have 3 different apprenticeship programs that you can apply for. The website is Detroit, EITC.org. Again, that's Detroit, DETROIT, EITC.org. That's Electrical Industry Training Center. You can also go to our website at the locals website, which is ibewlocal58.org. All the information, it's ibewlocal58.org. You can click on apprenticeship programs. Ours, along with many other of the apprenticeship programs, these are 5-year apprenticeship programs. Earn while you learn, so you're getting paid to learn how to master your craft. And these are very highly sought after, very competitive field. You get paid very well. So as it's been said, we want to make sure we take whatever skill level you are at and make you the best. So, and we pay you for that. I think apprentices start off at right around $19 an hour, plus benefits. As it's been said before, that is a very, very good wage to start. And so much is given, much is required. Coming to work every day, drug-free, ready to work is a requirement. There are many great options out there. I would encourage you to look at the apprenticeship program for the electricians first. We need as many great people from the city of Detroit as possible with all these great careers. I said it's competitive, right? It's really competitive up here too. We're at many meetings together. We all together here that you see, we stick together to try to recruit as many Detroiters as we can. We have a partnership with the building trades, so we're together very often on volunteering our time together on trying to give everybody here the information necessary to be successful. A lot of great things happening, as Madam President said. There's a lot of people that are going to be retiring. The baby boomer generation is going to be retiring. Coupled with an increase in construction, there's a lot of opportunity. in the city of Detroit, and then Southeast Michigan. So we'll be here after to take any questions.
You know, the one thing that we didn't bring up, and this is very important, and there's some people in the audience today that will be talking about it, but the two key things to getting into any trade is math and reading and locating information. And there are pre-apprenticeship programs out there for people who want to get their math down and get their reading and comprehension down. And Randolph High School holds at night classes for all of this. They have Access for All, Southeastern Michigan, they have Southwest Solutions, they have Detroit Employment Solutions Corporation, they have Detroit Employment Corporation. So there are a lot of different ways, and if you need information on that, keep my number and I can talk to you about all of that also.
How you doing, ladies and gentlemen? Again, my name is Anthony Ramos. I represent Iron Workers Local 25. And just like most of these trades up here, we have a 4-year apprenticeship also. We accept applications all year round. You can get our application online at ironworkers25.org. Again, ironworkers25.org. You print our application off online. First page, first paragraph tells you what days, what times to come take our word keys test. We also require you to go through a physical. Ironworkers is quite physical. So you pass the physical. You need a valid driver's license, GED, high school diploma, one of the two. We offer helmets to hard hats programs, returning citizen friendly. So I'm gonna give you my phone number. You can give me a call, 248-915-9518. I will talk to each and every one of you. Just give me a call. Answer my phone 24/7. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. Again, my name is Anthony Parker. I'm with the International Union of Painters and Allied Trades. We offer 4 different apprenticeable crafts. 2 of them are in paint. One of them would be your commercial painter, which would be your buildings like this, churches, office buildings, schools of that nature. We also offer a apprenticeable craft in industrial paint, which is your coatings and your bridges, tanks, tunnels, a lot of your, even the Ambassador Bridge that you see, our Mackinac Bridge, those are our painters that are out there painting that. We also offer a drywall finishing program, which is a 3-year program, which is different from the other 3 that we have that are 4-year programs. We also do glass glazing. Glass glazing would be the gentlemen that install your windows on, say, the Rensen, all the glass that you see that's up there, the stuff that you see here at the buildings, any of the commercial buildings you see. Our website is www.iupatdc1m.org. Again, that's www.iupatdc1m.org. If anybody has any questions or anything afterwards, please feel free to come and ask me.
Are there any questions from any of the individuals that spoke up here in regards to their trades? Any questions? If you can come to the mic, please. And as she's coming to the mic, let me just suggest one thing, and that is for you to know, and there's a book that talks about the trades, which trade you are interested in. Don't just hop into a trade because you think, but they got some open and I want a job. Because as I indicated, it's not just a job, it's a career. And while you're hopping around, you're wasting time because each career is different. Each career is different. So you go, say, plumbers, and you start there, and you're there for 8 weeks, or you're there for 6 months. That's 6 months you wasted if you were interested in being an electrician. Because most of the apprenticeship programs are 3- and 4-year apprenticeship programs. And you are earning while you're learning, but you're also wasting time And time is money if that's not the career that you're interested in. So continue to try to get into the trade that you are interested in. I'm the first one surrounded by all of them that will say, don't just accept they didn't call me back. You call them back, and you call them back, and you call them back. And I'm looking at the men, act like it's a woman you chasing. And be a pest and just keep calling. Because a lot of times that's what's going to get you into that apprenticeship program. It's not like they waiting on somebody that they got to look to call. They want someone who they know that's interested and that really wants to be into that trade. So if you call one time and you say, I ain't getting no call back, call again. Just like you would that woman. Call her again because she didn't call you back. Call that trade again because they didn't call you back. And just keep calling. Just like you're persistent, be persistent with getting into that career.
Okay, thank you very much for that information. I'm from Westside Unity Church, and we're interested in trying to work with the children from grades from in high school, when they first start into high school, so they will be ready to go into these apprenticeship programs when they graduate. And I understand that, like the reading and the math, we want to know as a church, what can we do to prepare? We're on the west side of Detroit, and we have a lot of unemployed. We have a lot of them that are smart. They need jobs, but like you say, the drug culture is so pervasive. And so what we want to know is, what can we do as a faith-based community to help prepare our community and youth to not get into those behaviors early enough that they can see that this is a path that would really benefit them and their families. So we don't want to duplicate. There's a lot of good work being done. But obviously, because you're out here trying to compete for these resources in Detroit, and because, as my minister said, we don't see a lot of a minority representation, either female or African American, on most of these projects. And we want to know, how can we prepare our students before they get to the point where they have to have all this, you know?
So I don't know if you have students that attend Detroit Public School community schools. They have the Philip Randolph that they are doing projects with. Some of the trades here can talk to you about the Randolph Center, and if you guys want to pick up, and I'm going to let them talk first, and then I'll come back.
Yes, currently, right now, we have many different the building trades that are there. We, in fact, the electricians have two of our instructors that teach at Randolph. So if you have a high school age student, you can have them elect to go to Randolph. So and that's open to any high school age kid that's interested. That the semester starts in January, so I would encourage anybody that has a high school age child to ask to enroll into the Randolph program, which I didn't get a chance to say, but we are going to be rolling out a pre-apprentice program. In fact, we have one of our instructors here tonight that teaches at Randolph. Felicia Weisman is not only an instructor over there, but she's one of our treasurers for our local. The list of things that she does, I just don't know how she does it all in one day. Right behind Percy. Percy, if you want to make way for Felicia Weisman, she is our instructor over at Randolph. So I'll let her give a little brief description, because she would be able to be the point person.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you all so much. You ladies, I'm aspiring to be you at some point in my life. Yes, Randolph. I love, love, love what I'm doing there at Randolph. This is my 3rd year being there as the guest instructor from the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, working in the electrical program there. And yes, we have any high school age kid in the city. I mean, I have homeschoolers in my class. We have students from Hamtramck High, other districts coming in to get these classes. So if you guys have students in the Detroit public school system, you definitely need to get them to be talking to their counselors. Their counselors can get Randolph into their schedules, right? They come here for a half-day schedule. So they're at their home schools or whatever school they go to for a half day, and then they come over to Randolph. Randolph currently has electrical, they have plumbing, they have welding, masonry, carpentry, plumbing, HVAC, paint and design. They have a CAD class, marketing and entrepreneurship. So they have all those things at Randolph. Now they do have Go Lighting in Beirut. I don't know other programs that they have at those ones, but at Randolph, I mean, students get an excellent opportunity. And I like my class that I have now, and just, you're just letting them know how important their math classes are, how important it is for them to be able to read and comprehend what they have gotten, right? So in my class, I mean, it's hands-on. So, we sit down, we do a lot of safety first. We go through a lot of material, but then we get up and we get to work. And we're at that point now in my class, and the kids I have in there now, they just see these opportunities. And they know that they can do these things. And I love being there, just trying to give them that encouragement and say, yeah, you can do this, especially the girls in my class. I'm sorry. It's like, don't let them, and when they're doing something, the boys are always in front. I'm like, get up in front of there. You can't see from back here. You got to get in there sometimes, and I understand. So for me, I'm 21 years into the trade. So being able to be there, and I know it was not easy for me. So just trying to make it easier for them. But just to let them know, you get out there, you let them know, I want to be here, I want to learn, I want to do this, and you can do it. And again, that drug-free, that's hard in my class. I get the argument every day, but it's legal. I don't care what legal. Legal and allowable are two different things. If they say you're not allowed to be on drugs on their job site, then you can't be on drugs on their job site. That's right. So what do you want to do, make money or do drugs? It's your choice. So if anybody want questions, I don't answer my phone 24/7, so you can call me all you want, but I'm not going to pick it up 24/7. I'm usually not on my phone because I'm teaching my kids in my classroom. You can't be on the phone all day. Put the phone down and use both hands to do the job. So I'm constantly telling them that. So most of the times, I don't even have my phone. I'll call you back, but I'm probably won't answer when you call me. So thank you, guys.
And then also, Randolph has adult classes in the evening. So there's also adult classes at Randolph in the evening.
Those are the pre-apprenticeship programs.
Yep.
I'm a senior in high school, and I wanted to be in one of the electrician apprenticeship programs. I wanted to know how I go about that.
Well, you just missed the instructor that teaches the class. She's right there, so she's going to help you all the way through. So, Felicia, if you want to help this young gentleman into the program, smart choice, by the way. She's going to be able to help you and get into
That was a plumber, by the way.
into one of the most elite programs. Thank you.
Oh, Lord, you didn't. Let me just say, it's a big joke, but everybody up here thinks that their trade is the best trade. And let me say to you, I think all of them are the best trade. But it's what is the best trade for you as an individual, and only you can decide what is best for you. Some people might be scared of electricity. Some people might be scared of height. So it just depends on what works best for you. And only you can decide that.
All right. Like I said, my name is Ron Merritt. I'm here in behalf of Access for All, which is a pre-apprenticeship program that's held over at Randolph in the evening from Tuesday to Friday. That's 4:30 to 7:30, and then all day Saturday. All day Saturday is generally because you'll come out of the curriculum with 4 certifications. One will be MC3, which is a North American Building Trade certification. First Aid, OSHA 30, and then the best is in silica. Also, along with our curriculum, you will be offered an $800 stipend to help speak to some of your barriers as well. We are felony friendly as well. Ultimately, what we do is line you up with an opportunity to go into the construction trades with a unionized opportunity. The good thing about it, you have to be a City of Detroit resident, and your ID must reflect that. We also want you to be drug-free as well, because we are going to hold you accountable at the time of your enrollment. We know if you can do 13 weeks, then ultimately we know you can do 2 to 4 or 5 years in an apprenticeship as well. Also, we have United Way also backing us up as well as one of our partners as well. So if you have anyone that's interested, we definitely are going to hold an orientation tomorrow in Highland Park at 4 o'clock. That's at 144 East Manchester. We're looking for 75 people between now and December. We're also going to hold another orientation where you can have more opportunity to speak to some of our alumni. We do have some of the instructors here and some of the alumni here. Faye back here, she's a journeywoman now, as well. So my name is Ron Mayer. I want you guys to take my name down and my number. My number is 313-736-5272. And if you're not able to get an application, which is out here, we also have a website, and that is accessforalldetroit.org. Okay? Does anyone have any questions? It's 313-736-5272. Yes. And like I said, yeah, we are having another orientation on Saturday, which will have some of the alumni. That's going to be at 10 o'clock to 2 o'clock. At that time of the orientation, you will have an opportunity to test, and we do utilize the work keys testing process, okay? So we're talking about graphic literacy, workplace documents, and applied math, okay? Thank you.
Yes, I just wanted to get more clarity on your high school students, individuals that are high school kids right now. I'm starting to get a lot of calls from parents that are trying to get their kids that are in high school still to get into the trades. So it sounds like the gateway for that would be to go to Randolph High School. Okay, even the ones that are seniors in their, they're now, if they're senior now, you know, this will be their last semester before they graduate this June. So what about those students? We still have a gateway for those.
Okay, so I don't work in the administrative part. I mean, they go to their counselors. Their counselors put Randolph on their schedule. I do have seniors in my class now, and they're first timers. If they were to come in January, they wouldn't get a completion certificate for the class because they didn't do the whole year of the class. So I don't know how DPS and Randolph handle that. If they came into my class in January, it's a year-long class. So if you come in January, you've missed out on everything we've been doing since September. So I am not sure how Randolph would handle that.
I can't answer it because I don't know either. The best thing to do would be to probably talk to your counselor at your school to find out how that would work and what would be the best thing for you to do.
So yeah, that sounds like a future challenge we're going to have. Brenda Jones, thank you so much once again for allowing us to have these meetings. We want everybody to really understand that this meeting is something that goes on all through the year. So until you get in, please continue to follow where the next meeting is at and the challenge and the concern that you're going through to get into these trades. Come here and let's talk about it, and we'll figure out a pathway in order for you to get into the trades. I'm one that's willing to give you my phone number, which is 313-719-9921. And I come to these meetings regular. I come to get the information to help pass on to individuals who might have missed or didn't understand the process of what it takes to get into these various programs. So please use me as your hype man to pump you up and encourage you to follow this, pursue to get into the trades, to get into an income that's going to give you $60,000, $80,000 income. I'm a pipe fitter by trade, and it's a good life. So I'm encouraging you to please pursue this. Like Brenda Jones said, pursue it like you would pursue a young lady that you are attracted to. You know how you didn't give up on them, so don't give up on this and continue to pursue it. Thank you. My name is Percy Johnson. I have cards. Be sure to get one of my cards, and I'll give you a card. All right.
I just, there's a word of encouragement. I want to make sure that people know that there's real opportunity here, that this is just not a bunch of talk. I have Aaron Morrell right here at the door who was coming to these skilled trade task force meetings, and he said, I need a job. And I think it was last year, I think, Aaron, that you came and to one of these skilled trade task force, and then you stopped coming because you got a job.
Yeah, I wanted to publicly thank Mr. Bruce. I started this process about 2 years ago. I went through the Access for All training program, and that's where I was introduced to Mr. Bruce. The Access for All training program, it puts you in different situations where you are brushing up on your math skills, your reading skills, your spatial recognition skills, and it prepares you for the test you have to take when you try to get into the trades. Mr. Bruce is a business agent for the local, and with his assistance, me taking a test and going through the Access for All training program, I was able to get into the local. So I'm in the local right now. I'm working for Industrial Electric. We're putting together a 60,000 square foot Subaru Tech Center. So, and I'm an apprentice, so it's been a cool process. And I'm definitely wanted to come and thank him and give anybody here a little bit of hope. Hang in there, keep trying, and they're looking for Detroiters for these opportunities. So it's a wonderful opportunity. The electrical trade, the plumbing trade, sheet metal. He's in the sheet metal trade. Carpentry, laborers, Faye. She was in the program with me. I didn't see her back there. I think it's like 20 different trades. The site I'm at, there guys, sheet metal guys, plumbers, pipe fitters, carpenters. So whatever your interest may be, if it's to work with your hands, the opportunity is there. So.
Good evening. My name is Tamuk Scruggs. I am a journeyman for Local 80 Sheet Metal Heating and Cooling. I just wanted to respond to your question about getting your youth exposed earlier. Right now, around the room, we have individuals who are from different programs. So I am the service chair, the skilled trade service chair lead for the Explorers of America, which is a division of the Boy Scouts of America. So what we are doing is we are addressing the issue of earlier exposure, because by the time they get to high school, right now with the job force being what it is and lacking individuals that are capable of filling these positions, we're already far behind. So the Explorers is a program that reaches out to youth earlier before high school. I'm also a program manager for 5 schools in Detroit and Metro Detroit for the actual Boy Scouts program. So in answer to your question, what do? We expose them earlier. So right now around the room, Prudence and Melody, as well as but one of our other young men are over there who support me. So 2 things. We're looking for individuals from each trade to come out and join the Explorers program so that we can get more exposure out as to what each trade does. And the second thing is we're always looking for opportunities to come out and speak to your youth. So whether it be in elementary school or whether it's at middle school, because I go out on a regular basis and I speak at different schools, high schools, middle schools, and elementary schools about the skilled trades. Because right now, the big push is on, there is a third of the workforce about to retire across the country in the skilled trades. So it's a great opportunity for everybody to get in and get a career without having to incur the college debt. And that's one of the biggest things about the skilled trades. If you want to join a trade and you want to start a career that can help with your legacy, this is how you do it. And these are the people that will help you do that. So I have cards.
If anybody wants to have information brought out to your church or your high school, your middle school, or your elementary school, feel free to contact me or any one of the individuals up there. Appreciate it. No, ma'am, I have cards. But for those that are watching, my phone number is 313-471-8602, and my name is Tamuk Scruggs, and I'm the CEO and president of Positive Brothers of Today. What's the number again? That number is 313-471-8602.
Good evening, everybody. The panel know me well. Look at him smiling. I just want to piggyback on what Mr. Pruitt said. I came to one of these meetings back in 2014, and I met my angel, Mr. Percy Johnson, and he gave me his number, and then he introduced me to the Access for All program, where I met another one of my angels, Miss Bailey. I completed that program. Now, I'm a felon. I did 8 years in prison. So I was hopeless when I met Mr. Johnson. I was done. I was caring for my aging father. I was fighting my son's father for my son, and I was done. And I was a felon. No, I had all these carpentry skills from prison, and nobody would hire me. But I persevered. And when I met Percy, I was about to give up. So in a crowded church full of like 3,000 felons, he grabbed my hand and he walked with me all day, and he introduced me to the Access for All program. When I got to that program, they didn't want me. It was 2 men and a woman on a panel. And they were like, no, her crime. But Miss Bailey said, I'm going to give her a chance. Because I kept coming, and I kept coming back, and I kept coming back, I completed that program, and today I stand a journeywoman laborer in 2019 with Local 1191. I see you, Reggie. But my point is that you can come to one meeting and give up. That's not how you win. You see it all on the news. They need us. They need Detroit residents. They as long as you can stay off the drugs and you live in Detroit, you can have a good job. I started out 4 years ago making $19. I'm a journeyman now, and they say the laborers are lower scale trades people, but I make $27 an hour now. It's because, and I'm not a spring chicken. I'm old. I'm probably old enough to be a couple of you people moms out here, but you just got to stick with it, and you find you a mentor, and everybody on the panel is willing to help. Access for All program is an awesome pre-apprenticeship program. It helped me. You get tools from going to apprenticeship programs that if another person would come that put you ahead of them, like the OSHA 30, that's invaluable in the construction industry. And it's like an $8,000 program you get free when you go through one of these programs. So if you are serious about changing your life, because it's not a job, it's an awesome career. If you're serious, just persevere. If you don't get it the first time, if you don't make it into the first class, there's another class starting in 3 months, probably. You grab a hold to one of these people, you write down the numbers, and you keep trying. We want it for you or we wouldn't be here. I was just in a car accident. I'm sick as a dog, but I wouldn't miss this appointment. I wouldn't miss this meeting to come and encourage you guys, to let you guys know what's available. I'm living proof. So good luck. I'm not giving out my number. I ain't giving y'all my number all on TV, but I'll give y'all the number to the Access for All program because I'm an alumni, and I go out and speak, and I encourage, and I mentor for the alumni students. So they get my number. Y'all can't. But here's the number for the Access for All program. The Access for All program, and they're recruiting now. A class starts on November 9th. They're having an orientation tomorrow and Saturday. I would encourage anybody to just come out and just weigh your options. Can't hurt nothing. If you're available, come out. The number is 313-736-5272. And that's Mr. Ron. Thank you guys for your time.
Hello, how's everybody doing?
Once again, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for having us come out, and I really appreciate this. My name is Matthew Clayton. I work for Oracle Atlantic Impact. I'm the program director. So essentially, what we're doing is you're working with up to 125 high school students. So we know that even with Randolph High School, Randolph and Golali, only services only a small percentage, right? Because sometimes students can't make it in the morning or the afternoon. So what we're trying to do is really kind of do exposure activities. And one thing we can say too, that like if you're one of our high schools, Cody's one of the high schools we're working with this year. We're also working with DCP. We actually are meeting with Ms. Rose at 8 a.m. next Monday to kind of talk about some of the stuff. We actually work with some of the different members. We work with Johnny Swift over at Local 1191. So one thing we're really asking too would be good to talk to some of the different people, even the people here, to kind of see, hey, can you do tours of the apprenticeship programs for high school students so they can come out and see what the requirements are? Because hey, if a senior is smoking weed now, by the time they graduate, they can get that stuff out of their system and then be able to be a step ahead when the pre-apprenticeship programs happen. So if you ever want to get in contact with me, anybody here, my number is 313-627-6210. Once again, my number is 313-627-6210. Thanks.
Hello, everybody.
Before he starts, I would like to say thank you for all the work that you did with all of the UAWGM workers and helping them get back to work. And some of those, I went out on the picket line, and some of those members had never been on a picket line before.
Nope.
And they stood strong out on the picket line until they got a contract. So I want to say thank you to you, Ms. Cash back there, and all of UAW who worked hard to ensure that the workers got their benefits. A lot of times people say, what are unions good for? Well, I'm going to tell you, companies don't just volunteer most of the time to give you some good benefits. Unions help fight for those good benefits and good pay. So I want to say thank you to you. Nothing against my companies and my developers and businesses that are up here, but I came from the phone company. 31 years retirement from the phone company. And I was a union president. And I can tell you that I fought for many workers, negotiated contracts, to help people get benefits that some of these people are up here fighting for and that they fought for and that they stood tall for on that picket line. So I say kudos to you, Ms. Cash, and all of your team. Kudos. Thank you for helping those workers get good benefits and good wages.
Thank you. Well, I was invited here tonight by you and your team, and I was planning on just kind of observing, but the enthusiasm is rather infectious, so I have to talk. We have partnered at UAW Region 1A, which is like, we share the city of Detroit and south down to the state line and out west to like Ann Arbor and Chelsea. And we represent UAW workers. We partnered with Detroit City Council President Brenda Jones and her team to develop a pilot pre-apprenticeship preparation program. And our role is really to help guide and avoid the pitfalls and to provide the funding. And it's still in development, but we anticipate kicking it off in February. And there's going to be a lot more details, but the reason you're here tonight is because this is going to be the location for this pilot program. So I'd like to tell you to stay in touch and continue to come to these meetings, and more information will be coming. Thank you.
And I just, again, want to thank UAW because UAW said to me, what can we do to help in the trades and to help people in the city of Detroit? And their office is actually in Taylor. But they said, we want to do something to help the people in the city of Detroit and to help with the trades. And I was telling some of my trades guys about it, but not had an opportunity to give them the full scope of the project as we started setting up the project. And by trade, he is also an electrician.
Yes. Yes, I am.
Another smart guy.
Whatever. It's done very well for me. Yeah.
And so I want to thank UAW Region 1A for all that they have done. And thank you, because I wanted you to announce that. And so thank you so very much. I didn't know if we were ready to announce it or not, but thank you so very much, because I want to thank my staff, Stacy Clayton, Linda Wesley, Stephen Grady, who have been working, trying to get this project up. And again, I cannot thank UAW Region 1A and Chuck Browning enough for all that you all are doing to try to help assist in the trades. And it's not often where people will step up and say, we're going to help finance to make sure they get what they need as far as math. You hear people talking about math all the time. You have to be able to get those math skills in order to be an electrician. You have to have those math skills to be a plumber. You have to have those math skills to do some of these trades that you want to do up here. And there's going to be a shortage, because some of these people up here, and I hate to say it, including myself, who have the birthday Friday, are not spring chickens. We ain't 18 years old no more. We might want to act like we are, but we are not 18 years old anymore, not even 21. And we're going to need the people to come out and do the jobs that we are doing and that they are doing. And to know that they had a hand in you learning, they know that their trade will move on successfully. So I can't thank you all enough. I can't thank all of you all enough. And Ms. Cash just hiding behind closed doors, Ms. Deborah, Miss Cash, she hiding behind closed doors, and she does a good job with what she does as well. Miss Yvonne, I want to thank you for all that you do with UAW Region 1A and in helping us get this program off the ground. So thank you.
I'm just a part of it. It's all going through our Director Chuck Browning. There's still things that need to be put in place.
Yep.
So actually, we are behind, but our director is the one that has stepped up to get this ball. So no credit here. I'm just doing my job. It's definitely
The director.
Chuck Browning, and our
Absolutely.
assistant director is Al Wilson.
Yeah, and it definitely is. And the director has good people that's working with him. And I thank the director, just like I have a great team, as well as my media people who are here that are working to ensure that people can see this. So I cannot thank everybody, all of the panel, these people who have worked all day and still come here to make sure and to ensure that you get the information that you need to get into the trades. And so again, Percy, who gives his phone number out and helps people all of the time, I cannot thank all of you enough. Because if you all wasn't here, we would be here talking to ourselves. So I say thank you as well for wanting to help yourself and for wanting to help other people. So I'm going to give everybody a round of applause and ask you to give yourself a round of applause. Thank you.
I just wanted to share the phone number for Project Clean Slate, which is 313-224-5505. And I also wanted to, just something that stuck in my brain on a presentation that I saw recently, is that the Detroit Promise is now offering a skilled trades certificate track. So that would be another thing to talk to your students about, talking to their counselors about registering for the Detroit Promise.
What was that phone number again?
313-224-5505. Thank you. Yes. So my email address is jonescar@detroitmi.gov. And the website is www.detroitmi.gov/Project Clean Slate.
First of all, Madam President, happy early birthday to you.
Thank you.
My name is Tyrone Winfrey. I bring you greetings from Detroit Public Schools Community District, where I currently serve now as the Executive Director of Community Affairs. And in that role, I want to particularly thank the trades for what they did on September 27th. There was a job fair and a skills expo at Considine Recreation Center. We thank Prudence Rose and Melanie McGee for helping to put that event together. We had students from Brighthall, from Randolph, as well as Go Lightly that attended that event, as well as many adults from the Detroit community. So we want to thank all the trades that were there. Give yourselves a big hand for coming out. And the next big event is going to be at Greater Grace Temple. That would be November 7th and 8th. That will be a college fair and a career expo. We're looking to have historically black colleges, state of Michigan schools. We're looking to have the armed forces, the law enforcement, as well as the skilled trades. Those that have not signed up, we want you there. We want access for all. We want all of you to be there. On that Thursday during the day from 9 to 1, we will have approximately 1,500 students from Detroit Public Schools, as well as other school districts that will come. And then we'll have an evening program for 6 o'clock to 9 p.m. The King High School Marching Band will kick that off. And then we will have an evening for the parents. We'll have workshops about the skilled trades and about the ACT and the SAT tests and so forth. Then that next day from 9 to 1, we'll have another probably 1,200 to 1,500 students there as well. Every high school in Detroit will be represented. Those seniors that don't go to Brighthall, Randolph, or Go Lightly can come as well and find out information about college or the skilled trades. We'll have juniors there as well, the class of 2020 as well as the class of 2021. We want you all to come. So thank you all for what you've done thus far and what you'll continue to do. One other thing is I have some information we have about our new exam high schools. We know that King, Cass, and Renaissance are exam high schools, but now Southeastern is an application school, as well as Detroit Public Schools has a school on Mary Grove's campus now. I don't know if you all know that, but Mary Grove is gone, but Detroit Public Schools High School, the school at Mary Grove, is there, and we have an application for that as well. So thank you all for what you've done. And Percy, I can work with you on those students that did not go to Randolph, Go Lightly, or Brighthall so far as the skilled trades and want to still get in skilled trades. So thank you. If you have any questions for me, my number is 313-421-6028, 313-421-6028, and email is tyrone.winfrey@detroitk12.org. Thank you.
I was blessed to learn two of the best trades in brick masonry and carpentry. But I wanted to broad out. Yeah, that was for you. Yeah. But I wanted to broad out and get information from him on how to get into the painting apprenticeship.
So,
Okay. And I had another question too. I've just been trying to figure out how to approach it to you all. But I'm an ex-felon, and I'm currently lost my last job, so I'm unemployed too. And I don't have family, period, or friends. So it's hard for me to get into these, even get into the locations because I don't have a car neither. And it's a lot of people who I am still communicating with in my circle, old circles, who's trying to do what I'm doing. Because I already went through a training program and, graduated from that. It's just the resources and they lied on a lot of stuff. But they trying to follow in my footsteps, seeing what I've accomplished in a short time, and they want to transition from that other type of life to doing what I'm doing. But I don't even know how I'm doing it. Like, I thank God every day I find a way to get to where I got to go and do what I got to do. But I'm basically trying to figure out, is there any other resources besides just the apprenticeships, but a way for people to get to the apprenticeships or get the tools they need to work or to go to school once they get into the apprenticeship?
You should try contacting like Sarah Metro. Sarah Metro works with helping you get a job, and they also help with cars and insurances and things like that. Sarah Metro, the one that I would recommend, there's one in Connor, and Detroit, and there's also one on Michigan Avenue. And it's right practically where 94 and Michigan Avenue meet, just before you get to Dearborn. So, what? Yeah. Yeah, right off of Wyoming. But, and the other thing is United Way. United Way has a lot of opportunities, and I encourage people to call United Way and see what they have. And if you go to a pre-apprenticeship program like Access for All, or Southwest Solutions, or DESC, another great avenue, any one of those, they help with driver responsibility in cars and things like that. So look into those programs. Go online and just plug in whatever the names I just said. They will come up. It's SER, and then it's METRO, SER Metro.
Also, you can go to DetroitAtWork.com. That's a one place that you can go online that will give you an access to all the available jobs in southeastern Michigan. So again, that's DetroitAtWork.com.
And they are all part of Detroit Employment Solution Corporation Network.
Hi, my name is Dante. My question is, for someone who already has certifications in the trade that they want, what do you expect, well, what do you want to give them advice on what to do, on how to contact someone? Because I have certifications in carpentry, and I finished a pre-apprenticeship program as well.
What pre-apprenticeship program did you go to?
I went to the Job Corps pre-apprenticeship program.
Oh, Job Corps, okay. Well, you know, these are specific programs to the different unions, and there's 22 of them. Having a certification is a good thing, but they are going to, if you get into these programs, they're going to train you and teach you their way. And these are all accredited by the Department of Labor, and all of this is a set program. They each have their own, and they each teach their own. You know, let me tell you something about getting into one of these trades. None of this is federally funded. This is funded by each individual trade. You see these people that are sitting up here that are journeymen, they're paying for all of the apprentices to get an apprenticeship. They pay. It's not just earn as you learn, it's pay it forward. And all of these guys pay it forward so that you guys can get a job.
And so let me just say that certificate will help you as far as this. When you went through that program, you learned some things.
Yes, I learned.
If there is an apprenticeship, pre-apprenticeship test that you have to take, having gone through that program and having experienced what you experienced, that experience is going to help you when you start taking that test. And that will be something that will help you be able to pass that test and do well on that test if you have done a pre-apprenticeship program.
Thank you.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I just want to thank everybody here for sharing their knowledge and experience. I just have a question for anyone with the knowledge in the room. But I want to get into CAD. What would be the best route?
You want to get into what?
CAD, computer drafting.
Well, it's moved to BIM. BIM is the new, so CAD's been replaced by BIM.
Oh.
So
Rivet, yeah,
that's,
And BIM is Building Information.
Is Focus Hope?
Oh, yeah, Focus Hope.
Yes, sir. Percy, you said? Yes, sir, no problem.
Okay.
Thank you.
So this is going to be the last question we take as we get ready to wrap up, because I know there is another meeting that's coming in for 6 p.m. So.
Oh, lucky for me then. Hey there, first off, my name is Julian Gerald, and just like you said, I wanted to speak real about this. I literally just came here right off of work. I had to tell my boss I have to leave because I got to come down to this meeting. So I drove all the way down here just so I can get to this. So I've been working 7 years retail, and finally it just spoke to me like I'm not really going anywhere with this job. So I decided to get into trades. Now, Rick, this is to you for IBEW. Last May, I applied for your test, and I passed the reading comprehension, and I passed the math. But when it came to the interview, I did not pass, and when I received my email, they said it's because I don't have any work experience. So I know that you said that, you know, you take anybody with any experience, but I'm coming off 7 years just pushing pills in a pharmacy, and I didn't want to do that anymore. I wanted to get into electrical. So what do you think for anybody who's wanting to get into a trade? This goes for anybody. What would be the best step to gain any experience beforehand to, take the exam again? Or
You are in luck. So I have an ambassador right behind you. His name is Aaron Morrell. I also have Felicia Weisman over here in the audience, and I'm going to be staying afterwards, and I'll talk to you directly on what the best process. But having a good attitude, and it looks like you are ambitious and hungry. So those are good attributes that'll be something that's transferable. Hard work, transferable skill. No matter what trade you decide to get into. And if you want to become an electrician, great choice, brother. Thank you for choosing to the IBW. We'll make sure that you get everything you need to become successful. We have opportunities. We got jobs. There's definitely an increase thanks to the UAW. There's a ton of work that is going on in the plants right now that we're working with. So you're at the right time in the right city to find work. If that's what you're interested in, we can help you out.
good, because I've been stuck in my job for 7 years, so I know I'm a hard worker.
All right, again, I want to take the opportunity to thank everyone for coming. This is our last meeting for this year. Our next meeting will be January 22nd. The location to be determined. If you have not filled out the sheet when you come in, please fill out. We have an email queen. Her name is Linda Wesley, and she sends you a lot of emails, and she will make sure you get an email to know where our next Skilled Trades Task Force meeting is going to be January 22nd. Bring somebody to that Skilled Trades Task Force meeting with you on January 22nd. Again, don't get discouraged. If you need to talk to someone, feel free to call our office, talk to Ms. Wesley. She will try to get you all of the information you need. Thank everyone again for participating. Thank everyone for participating this year. Thank everyone for being here. I thank all of the trades who give of themselves, who give of their time, who give of their experience and their knowledge to help get you into the trade. Again, I cannot thank UAW, Director Chuck Browning and his staff enough for all that they do. I thank my staff, I thank the camera crew, and I say to all of you, have a successful rest of the year. You only have a little time left before this year is over. Have a successful rest of the year. We look forward to seeing you on January 22nd at our next Skilled Trades Task Force meeting. If there is something that goes on in between, like Mr. Winfrey announced something, and if we have that information, what my email queen does is send that email to you. I did not thank my interns, and I want to say thank you to my interns that are here who have helped me so much, volunteering of their time to assist in the office of the council president. So I thank my interns who have been a great help and who have also helped with this Skilled Trades Task Force. So thank you. And again, thank you to all of you. Have a good rest of this year, and I look forward to seeing you January 22nd. If you need to talk to me or talk to my staff, my phone number is 313-224-1245. And Tuesdays is never a good day to call me. 224-1245. My email is bjones@detroitmi.gov. Thank you again, and God bless. This meeting stands adjourned.